Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to be talking about something that every pianist struggles with. It's kind of hard to wrap your head around initially. It's very hard to do in practice, but that is finger independence. Finger independence is what will allow you to play different rhythms in each hand. It will help you bring out the melody while keeping the accompaniment soft, and it helps you stay controlled in complex passages where, your fingers are flying and you don't know what's going on and you're just playing off of instinct. This will help really break it down, finger independence, and you can see what's happening actually. So to demonstrate this, I'll be using Passacaglia. This piece is, if you watch my previous video about memorizing pieces, I use this as an example also. But this piece, I find it's really nice to practice finger independence because it has a kind of melody and a background part that work together really well to create the iconic sound that a lot of people know. So finger independence means using your fingers or your hands. They can act independently instead of as one unit. For example, one finger will play louder while the other plays soft, or one hand is steady while the other is more expressive. Without independence, everything sounds blended, and it's hard to, separate your voices from each other and differentiate what part is what. It's hard. You can lose the melody, and it all just becomes a big blend of sound. So before playing, figure out which note is the melody, which notes are the accompaniment. So in Passacaglia, the section that I really like is this right hand, this main melody idea of. So if you couldn't tell, the melody was actually, it's just going down, but there's that little C before every note that makes it sound like this. So again, you could see that descending pattern, but there's that C that's just that little, it's almost like a harmony almost, a little accompaniment. So what I can do when I play this is, to bring out the melody, I'll play the C a little bit softer than the other notes, so. And that will help me focus on keeping my pinky a lot softer than the other notes because the pinky stays on C. So it's a lot easier to hear the melody in that. And likewise, if you want to flip it, you can try making your pinky louder than the other notes. This one I still struggle to do sometimes because I'm so used to bringing out the melody. But you can emphasize your C at the top and make the melody quieter so it sounds like. You can see at the bottom I landed on that C pretty heavy. It's just instinct. But just keep practicing that, so. Try to separate your voices. If you don't know what to bring out, if you don't know which part's the melody, your fingers won't know what to do. So really understand what you are trying to understand. Practice each hand alone. So again, with the left hand, this iconic melody in the left hand. This is your bass note. This is what basically leads that section. So you're going to want to really put an emphasis on this, and this is accompaniment. This is just basically background. So how you're gonna practice is you're gonna emphasize that note, or you can even do the opposite, is you can emphasize your top note. So if you want a real challenge, you can emphasize only the E. So I still struggle with that. That was really bad. I'm sorry. But you get the idea. Is try picking a melody, picking a voice to emphasize, and if you do it over and over again, you can eventually get to a nice contrast. You can have a strong melody with a soft accompaniment. You can have a soft melody with a strong accompaniment. If you play everything loud, if I play all together everything loud, it just sounds, it's messy, and it's, you can't really tell what anything's happening, so it's like. Everything kind of blended together. It was all really loud. It was really aggressive. So you can slow down, play the melody. Here's what it is when I use my own personal emphasis on the notes. It's you might not have heard much of a difference, but for me, that was a lot different. It felt a lot more controlled. It sounded a lot more organized. So it didn't sound flat. It had shape and direction. So to really get that finger independence, it's really important to practice slowly and be aware. Maybe your piece has dynamics written into the piece. You can see it says forte, it says piano, you have a crescendo, decrescendo, and it gives you the instructions of how the volume should sound. But it's just important to emphasize the melody or emphasize whatever part you think is most important. And focus on your weak hand. So my left hand is my weak hand. I'm right hand dominant. So my left hand will often be more messy, more out of control. It'll sound not as clean as my right hand will. So I'll practice a lot on my left hand, really emphasizing what I want to emphasize. And don't practice the whole piece all at once. Again, target the exact spot where you think it sounds messy. Target that one measure where maybe there's multiple voices happening at the same time. So a really fun way to practice this is to play with no dynamic contrast, play flat, play everything super loud or play everything super quiet, and then play with flip the melody. So instead of playing the melody, play the accompaniment really loudly and then have the melody kind of be the background, and then flip it to where the melody is the loudest. And that difference that you hear, the difference in tone and melody and how it sounds, that is what your finger independence gets you. So to build finger independence, again, just to recap, know what to bring out, practice your hands separately, use dynamic contrast, really exaggerate your volume and exaggerate what the piece is saying, and isolate the problem spots. Using a piece like Passacaglia is what I love to do because there's just so many little nuances and little challenges in the melody that make it nice practice for finger independence. So take it slow, stay relaxed, and let your hands figure it out. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.